Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Well, I'm out in the garden today and I'm hoping to get these beans cleaned up. After a super dry, long, hot summer, we've had, I think, almost 4 inches of rain in the last week or so. So I've been wanting to get out here and get these beans collected. These are my black turtle beans, and I've been leaving them to dry on the plants so that I can harvest them and use them through the winter. And I also need to get the other bean plants cleaned up and out of here, and hopefully I can get some short season crops, maybe some lettuce or something planted in here to utilize this bed for a little bit longer before the snow takes us out. But anyways, like I said, I've been waiting. It's been really wet here and I've just been waiting. We finally have had a couple of dry days. Luckily it's been really windy, so that's helped to dry things back out. And I think it's safe to get these beans off of here and collected and clean these beds out. They're growing in those raised fabric beds that I set up this spring to give a try. So if you're interested in these fabric beds, then I'll put a link to that video down below and you can check them out. So far I've been pretty happy with them. They stay a lot drier, which I mean fabric containers do. And I think the drip lines I had running through here maybe weren't quite working properly. I've actually picked up some other type of drip lines. I think I might swap those out, and I need to fill the beds because the soil's settled. But I expected that to happen as well. Anytime you put fresh soil into a container or bed or space, it usually does settle after a while. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the bed. I think they're definitely worth it if you don't have the space and the means to set up and build a raised bed, or if you don't have ground to dig in. They'll definitely work, and they're something that I think you could foreseeably empty out and move if you aren't just in a temporary location. They hold a lot of soil. If you watch that other video, you'll see that they do hold a lot of soil, so it'd be a big job to empty them back out, but it is doable, which is something that's nice about this product. I'll put a link down below as well to Amazon, which is where I got them from, if it's still available. And like I said, if it's something you're interested, then you can check it out for yourself. But let's get these beans cleaned up. So I've got my basket here for the beans. And these are the black turtle beans that I planted. I tried them for the first time last year and really enjoyed them. And I saved some of those seeds from last year to replant this year, as well as I had a few left over from the package, the original package that I'd purchased the year before. So that's what I have here. And they've been, for the most part, most of them are dry already and ready to go. And they've been like that for a while. There is the odd one, it's still looking a little bit green. You can see the difference here. Hopefully you can see that difference. So I was kind of waiting, hoping they'd dry out a bit more, but we've just been getting lots and lots of rain, and it's become a point now where I just need to get them picked, and I was just waiting for a dry day where I could do that. And luckily, like I said, as much as I don't really enjoy the wind, it's helping to dry the plants and the beans out here so that they don't wind up getting mildew or mold or anything after I pick them. But I'm just going to keep going through, picking the black beans off so that I can shell them out and save them. And then I'm going to get all the plants out of here. I've got a bucket to put them in so that they can go into the compost later. I can see a couple beans on the ground here. They've already started to shell out, so good thing I'm getting to this. And then I'm going to just top this bed up with soil and see what we can plant in it for after. So that's my plan. Well, that's the black bean harvest. I don't know how well it actually shows up in this basket. And hopefully the beans are all staying in it. I was having trouble deciding what basket to bring out here because they're so far overdue here that I'm worried the beans are going to shell out of the pods here and fall through the baskets, and all my baskets have some sort of hole in them. But now I have the soil here, you can kind of see it better. Lots of great microbial life because there's mushrooms coming up in here. It's good healthy soil. And I have these drip tubes that I'm going to be replacing. So I just need to get I had some burgundy bush beans and some yellow bush beans in here. So I just need to get those popped out. They're well past their prime. I don't think I'll be collecting any beans off them. I've already had several harvests and blanched them, put them in the freezer, and we've enjoyed them fresh as well. But they've just been waiting for me to get them out of here. So I'll just grab those out quick, add them to my bucket of stems and leaves there, and we can get on to refreshing this bed. Wow. Okay, well there's the beans that I harvested, and then bed's all emptied out now, and you can probably see the truck back there just full. I might see, I don't know if that stuff will go through my chipper or not, but that was part of the reason I wanted to buy it. If you saw the videos earlier on in the season about the shredder chipper I bought, I might see if I can get that stuff to go through there, because that's one of the reasons I wanted, is to get things for the compost just a little bit smaller. So that might be on my list today too. We'll see where I get. You can see that cherry tree. This is the Juliet. I've been talking about it all summer here, and it's been hard to see because the beans have been there. This started off just as this little tiny little whip of a thing, and now look at it. It's put on a ton of growth this season. It's doing really well. Yes, and so was Buster. Okay, so I think I'll just pull back this drip line here for now, and I think I have a few bags of compost and black earth, I think is what I have back there. So I'm going to grab those and just try and top up these beds. But you can see they still look like they did when I planted them out here. Like they don't look, like damaged or deteriorated at all. So that's good. But I'm going to get them filled up, maybe clean out some of this. I think I'll probably just put it on top, and then that can break down slowly. So I think I'll just be putting like maybe some lettuce or spinach and things like that in here that'll be pretty quick, and I can pop a small coop over them to keep them a little bit warmer as the cold moves in. Oh, I can see a slug. Haven't had too many of those this year in the heat and the dry, but there was one in there enjoying the beans, I guess. So I'm sure there's more. But anyways, so we'll do away with that guy. And like I said, I'm going to pull back this drip line, refill these beds, and then I'm going to try and fix up this drip line and change it out to something else. And then I'll go find some seeds and see what I can find that isn't going to take too long to get going, and hopefully we can get another crop out of here. It's kind of late, but I thought it was worth a try this year. You never know what kind of autumn we're going to get. We might wind up with a nice long, fairly warm autumn with just cool nights, or the snow might move in right away and put an end to everything. So gotta get started on this. So I think with these drip lines being just kind of set and the soil was down lower, I think that was causing me a bit of problems with keeping consistent moisture in here. And I kind of wonder if some of these weren't getting ran real well. Actually, this was new drip line. I might leave it for now as just this and see how it goes this fall, and then I can always change it out next year. But we'll get it out of the way. Okay, so I have 1 bag of manure in here. And then I grabbed a couple bags of triple blend. And I'm just gonna dump them in, give them a mix around. What, I cut this over. Give them a mix around, and then I'll just add them to the top here. And hopefully that fills it all up. Creepy crawlies. So this bed already had peat moss, cow manure, and vermiculite, I believe is what was in there. It's kind of a base layer. There might have been some compost, I can't remember. Saw a little weed growing in here. I don't know where it went. But you know, when it comes to your compost, when you're buying compost, I used to get concerned if the bags had weeds growing out of them. And now I still don't want bags that are, you know, just a whole garden of weeds coming out in every which direction. But as more and more people are finding that their compost is contaminated from herbicides used in the crops that the cattle and sheep and that are fed, and then it runs through the animals and into the composted manure. You know, if your composted manure that you're buying has weed seeds germinating in it, then you know it's not poisoned, and your garden will grow fine in it. So now I don't mind having the odd little weed come up in it. Now I do have triple mix here too, so that could have been from that, but the composted manure is at the bottom, and that's where I'd seen that little weed. Oh, here's another one. So yeah, I'm not as worried about these now as I used to be when I'd find them. Okay, I think that's pretty mixed through, so I'm just gonna try and kind of evenly get it on the beds here. So I decided I'm going to leave this drip line on here for the fall, and we'll see, because these are new tubes. They shouldn't be plugged or anything. But looking at it and wondering if they were all kind of laying, like kind of dangling above the soil because the beds were so low. So I'm thinking if it's actually down on the soil, I might need to get another bag of triple mix for these couple right here. For the rest of them, it should be laying on the soil for the most part, and I think that might make a difference in how well these are working. And really right now it's been raining so much I don't even have the water on, and pretty soon in the next month I'm gonna have to turn the water off anyways. So I think I'm just gonna leave these for now, see how they work, see if that's what the problem was with this bed, and then I'll go from there. But it does look like there's a couple here that could use just a little bit more. I think I'll just get some of that triple mix and just top these up a little bit here. So yeah, if I can kind of have the lines laying right in there, kind of buried a little bit, think that'll make a difference with those. So now I'm gonna go choose some seeds and do a little experiment to see if I can get something growing this late in the year here. Not a lot of hope for that, but it's just seeds, so it's worth a try. Lettuce and radishes, I should hopefully, as long as the weather cooperates, get some of that. Ready to go inside? Well, I don't know. This might be way overambitious for this time of year, but I don't know. I just got excited picking out seeds. Okay, so see if I can remember what I did here. I believe it was cabbage, cauliflower with Easter egg radishes around there. French breakfast radish. And then something else, Pak Choi, kale, spinach, Swiss chard, and then 4 kinds of lettuce. So that's pretty good. We'll see if I get anything out of it. Now I'm gonna go over there and see what I can rip out of that bed and top one of those up and maybe do some beets. I might be able to harvest a few beets while I'm over there. This one, I pulled up one day, I think, and forgot about it. And it grew back down into the ground. Huh. It's crazy. Okay, have you ever had a project just kind of spiral into something much bigger than you had planned? Seems to be what happened today. But I got those beans picked, so I have my black beans picked. I just need to get them out of the shells and get them put away. I'll make sure they're nice and dry before I seal them up, and then they can just be stored. I just put them in like a mason jar with a plastic lid on there. I just store them in a dark cupboard. I got all the other beans cleaned out. I'll get all that stuff composted. And then I wound up planting, what did I get all in here? Just kind of an experimental late season planting here. I don't have a lot of hope for most of this coming up and producing great yields, but I should be able to get the leaves off of a lot of these things, you know, get something off even if I don't get big full mature plants. So I'm just gonna pop some netting over this side of this bed here, just to try and keep any critters out. First I'm gonna grab my watering can and just run over these. Like I said, the soil underneath is really quite damp. I probably don't even really need to water, but I just want to make sure that the seeds are all having good contact with the soil. I'll put the netting over. And right now we're getting good growing temperatures for all of these. These are all kind of cool weather crops, but if it starts to really get cold, I have my little mini greenhouse kind of tunnel that I can put over top of this bed. It fits perfectly over one of these beds here, so I can do that. I'll put links in the description down below for any of that stuff, so if you're curious about any of it, have a peek down there and check them out. But that was a big project, so if you've made it to the end with me, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.